Let's do this interesting one. It's a beautiful sum. Now, when you read the question, you will understand that what are we given is, we have three distances given. Distance between P and R, distance between P and Q, distance between Q and R. That means from these distances, we understood that we are talking about 3 points, P, Q and R. And what we are saying is that, first we need to identify whether these 3 points are collinear. And if they happen to be collinear, we need to say which point is between the other two. So first let's identify whether the points are collinear. Then if they are, then we can decide the betweenness, right? Let's see this now. How do we do that? It's very simple. What we do is, from the given distances, identify the two longer distance, the bigger distance, keep it aside and take the other two smaller ones, right? That means distance between P and R, and the next one, distance between Q and R. The bigger distance, the longest distance, keep it aside, right? What we do is we take the sum of these two. That means we are going to find distance between P and R plus distance between Q and R. How much is that? It is, put the value, it is 7 plus 3. How much is that? We get it as 10. That means we are getting that distance between P and R plus distance between Q and R is equal to 10 units, and let's say that's our result number 1. And now we need to compare this with the distance which we have kept aside, the longest distance, which is that, it is nothing but distance between P and Q, that is 10. Now, and that's our result number 2. Observe result number 1 and result number 2. Are they equal? The values are equal. So that means it says that yes, there is betweenness between these points. That means we are saying, in other words, that these points, they are collinear. So we can say from 1 and 2, the distance between P and R plus distance between Q and R is equal to distance between P and Q. That is what we got. If we get this condition true, that means we can say that yes, there is a collinearity, and we are saying the collinearity is P, Q and R, they are collinear. But the question is, you would say, if they are collinear, we need to identify which point is between the other two. It's very simple. Which one is the longest distance? It is P and Q, right? Distance between P and Q. So remember, these are going to be the end points. And the other point, which is that R, will lie between these two. Remember that. That means even if we don't show it diagrammatically, we can still understand by looking at this. The longer one, if this is equal, that means there is collinearity. How to identify the point which is between the other two is very simple. Just pick up the longest one, which is nothing but P and Q. So what is the other point we are talking about? R will be between that. And if we want to understand it diagrammatically, we can say this. Observe now very carefully. Distance between P and R plus distance between Q and R is equal to distance between P and Q, right? That means we come to know that R is between P and Q. So there are two ways of understanding it, right? One is from the longer distance. We can just say, if this relation exists, then we can say pick up the longest one. The third point, that is R between these two, right? That's so simple. Or there's another way of doing it. What you do is look at the other two. What is common in that? R. That means we can say R is between P and Q. That's the easiest way. And then we write there finally that point R lies between P and Q, such that P dash R dash Q. Was that easy? Very simple, right? Let's see another one. Now this is going to be very interesting. You're going to answer it. First, we need to identify whether betweenness exists. That means collinearity exists or not. For that, we have to pick up the longest one. Which one is that? It is 8. Keep it aside. Take the other two and add it up. That means distance between S and T plus distance between R and T. We'll add it up. How much do we get? 6 plus 4. How much is that? It is nothing but 10. We mark it as result number 1. Now, which is the longest distance given to you? That is distance between R and S. So we write the distance between R and S. How much is that? It is 8, and that's the result number 2. Look here, result number 1 and result number 2. Here it is 10, here it is 8. Are they equal? No. That means from 1 and 2, we say that distance between S and T plus distance between R and T is not equal to distance between R and S. That means we are saying that there is no betweenness which exists. So we say that betweenness does not exist between these points R, S and T. Was that easy? Very easy, right?